Welcome to Artist Waves Live. My name is Jeff Gorra, and I am sitting here with Mr. Brandon Jenner. We are at Levitate Backyard in Marshfield, Mass. Night 3 of Brandon and Donovan Frankenreiter rocking the South Shore of Massachusetts. And Brandon, great to see you, man. Thanks for being here with me.
Of course. Are you kidding? It's gonna be fun. Let's talk about some stuff.
Let's talk about some stuff in the RV right behind the tent.
That's true.
We got Donovan sound checking right now in the backyard, and Brandon and I are going to talk a little music, talk a little tour, and talk a little bit about what's been going on here for the past 3 days. So first of all, how are you, and how has your experience the past 3 days been here at Levitate Backyard?
It's great. I'm doing okay. I just dropped a buddy off at the airport who was with me for the past couple days, so now I'm back to being all by my lonesome, which is fine, but I'm definitely missing my family back home for sure. I got 3 kids, and so I'm thinking about them a lot. But I'm happy to be here. Marshfield has been fantastic. Dan has been like so wonderful, Mr. Levitate.
Yeah.
And he's just been really generous to us. So I've been having a great time, and yeah, I'm excited to play the last night for sure, and hopefully I'll come back.
Nice. Well, we're happy you're here. It's a really good vibe, and it's a really good mix of music and culture here. As you've probably noticed, this is a big surf music culture community.
Totally.
And I know, being from Southern California, you probably are influenced a lot by that. Have you seen that here? Has that jumped out at you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect when you come to Massachusetts, you wouldn't be thinking you're going to see surf shops and stuff like that necessarily, right? But this town feels very much like it's got the kind of surf stoke, and vibe. So yeah, I definitely feel it, which makes sense for, being on the road with Donovan as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about for yourself as a songwriter, as a creator, and being in your environment where you came from, Southern California? Has that been highly influential in your songwriting, as in your creative process as a musician, whether it's surf or the ocean or whatever it is?
I'd have to think so, yeah. I mean, we are a product of our experiences, and which includes where we're from and the friends that we grew up with. So yeah, I would say that my music has been influenced by everything in my life, including where I'm from.
Have you been in any, whether surfing moments or beach moments, where a song comes to you, whether you're on a board and you're like, oh, because those are some intimate moments sometimes where you're very focused and it's serene.
Yeah.
Whether it's a lyric.
Yeah, it's definitely not. One of the reasons why I like surfing so much is because for that moment when you stand up on a wave and you're riding it, you're not thinking about anything else, right?
Yeah.
You're very, very present, hyper present. So no, it hasn't. The songs haven't come to me while I've been actually on a wave, but definitely while I'm sitting out in the water and it's lully and I'm waiting for a set, I'm always singing and kind of thinking of stuff. So I'm sure that I've come up with plenty of ideas while I've been surfing. And actually I have memories of myself like finishing lyrics, working on a line and not being able to get it while I'm in the studio and going and surfing, and then being out in the water and be like, there it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get a lot of ideas there too. So I consider myself fortunate to be in an environment where that's at our fingertips as a creator.
For sure.
So how did it come together with you and Donovan touring together? Any sort of history or moments that put that together?
A couple years ago I was on tour and I was playing at Stephen Talkhouse in Amagansett, and I looked I had the day off, and instead of driving to the next venue early, I was going to stay because I saw that Donovan was playing the next night, and I've just been a fan of his, both from watching surf videos when I was a kid and then also musically. So I stuck around and hung out with him, which was really nice. He was really nice to be very accommodating, and even got up on stage and sang a little bit of a song with him and this woman that I was touring with, Rachel Yamagata, and we kind of just became acquaintances. And when this tour popped up, when I was asked to do this tour via my manager, I just said absolutely, and reached out to Donovan and was like, dude, I'd love to do this run with you. And so he felt like that would be a good fit, and so here I am, and we're having a good time. Hopefully we get to do more.
It seems like it, and we're having a good time too, getting back to live music, and getting to see shows that are so feel good and friendly like yours. It helps a lot. It's been awesome.
For sure.
You guys are doing a song together every night too, which has been cool.
Yeah, cool.
What song has that been? Have you mixed it up? Or?
Yeah, It Don't Matter to Me, his song, and I just get up and kind of do my thing on it, sing the second verse, and then just have fun. I mean, it's such a great song, and all of the music that those guys are playing is super groovy, and you kind of feel it in your bones, and so it's nice to be able to get up there and dance and sing and have fun and just be able to vibe out with those guys. Yeah, he's got a great band with him this time. So.
Very cool. So what about, we're back on the road now. We're back to having some live shows. Mm-hmm. We're back to concerts coming back. How does it feel from that perspective? Is there this new sense of gratitude, especially being on the opposite coast? Like for so long, it felt like, as an East Coaster, I'm like, the West Coast, like, am I ever going to get there again? How's that been? How's that been feeling?
It's I'm definitely in a transitional time. I think like most people are, as we get back to life the way it was before COVID. I think that we will find some things that we're really excited about, but then also some things that maybe bring us some kind of like anxiety. Or I'll tell you, when I first got the offer to do this tour, I definitely got a pit in my stomach, because I've been living a very comfortable life at home and with my kids, and life has been really good, and the idea of going away and leaving them for a couple of weeks was rather terrifying on an emotional level. So I've been kind of sitting with that anxiety, and as I get back out on the road now and actually get in it and get my feet wet, I'm really feeling like there was also a gaping kind of hole in my life, that I wasn't, even though I was in the studio and making music and writing music, that there was something about playing live music and being out on the road that really fills my cup as far as what I'm passionate about. So it's a good reminder that I need to be out on the road. I want to be out on the road. It's a time of big creativity. I'm very creative in writing a lot of music when I'm out on the road. So it feels like a good time, but I think it's a transitional time for me, just like everybody else, which has both good and bad.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned writing on the road, and I know 2021 saw, especially the second half, or as we begin the second half, a lot of new music from you, which has been great. With last month, and also a new song, Save the Last Dance for Me, which was released 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Did you write a lot this past year? Is this a result of a lot of your writings from being at home?
Yeah, definitely. I wrote a record, recorded it in kind of more in the beginning of COVID, and then since then I've been focused mostly on promoting that and getting it out into the world and creating content around it. So like, making music videos and things like that. So that's been my focus, and it's only been kind of lately that I've been really ramping up writing for the next record, because I'm going to start recording that one in the next couple months as well. But it's all, I produce the records and mix them and do all that stuff myself. So it really is just kind of on my own timeline. Of course, my record label would like to have everything, yesterday, and my manager and stuff, so that we can keep moving the ball forward. But I try to just keep it coming as it feels natural to me. But I'm feeling like I really want to make another record. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to say, and a lot of sonic things that I feel like I haven't done yet, and that I've been inspired by listening to other music that I can't wait to work on when I get back in the studio.
Well, that's one of the things that jumps out at me with your music that I've always taken to, is that I think what you just said there is having something to say. It's almost this poetic approach of the lyrics that really are profound and strong and heavy and sentimental. I for one, it's the beauty of sirens in the background. I love it. I for one have taken to There You Are quite a bit the past 5-6 weeks since it came out, in addition to Give It All You Got. I don't know if it's two different sides that it's hitting me with, or if they're both the same side. They're both one coin, and you just flip them over, and then they are interchangeable. But the messaging of, to me, is to be present and to be in the moment, and to not. I think it's been a big lesson for the past year. But when you hear it musically, there's something that resonates a little bit deeper, at least with me. Yeah. And then to give it all you got. I mean, if that's not something that we've all been force fed the past year plus, then I don't know what is. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that, because I think it's an important point. It's an important statement that you've put out.
Well, I appreciate that, and I thank you very much for listening to the music and taking the time to kind of dig deeper into what the meanings of them are. And you're really on the nose, actually. There You Are is a lot about being present and enjoying the moment that you're in. I mean, we spend so much time thinking about the future, and that really comes to you if you start to dabble into meditation seriously, that you start to realize that our minds are working overtime all the time, and it kind of robs us from being able to enjoy the journey that we're on. Rather, we're just very goal focused, and so that's mostly what There You Are is about. And then Give It All You Got, while it might seem like it means, a lot of it is an emotional effort, right? When it comes to Give It All You Got, it's more about, if I had to kind of connect with the energy that I was thinking when I said that song, it's mostly about getting to know who you are and being able to live your authentic self without filtering your life's expression through the opinion of other people. Because so much of it, we do that, right? We're always thinking like, well, how is this going to be received if I do this, if I say this in a conversation, if I do whatever. And so to really get in touch with who you are and try to separate that from the person that you think other people think you should be. And that's mostly what Give It All You Got is about, is just, be yourself. Like, do the best you can to really get in touch with who you are and try to live your most authentic life, because if you do that, you're actually doing what's right by everybody else. So it's I appreciate you listening to those songs and digging deeper. And
well, right on. I appreciate the insight, and it's glad to know that I'm on the same
you are.
wavelength, so to speak. So
and
oh, dude, that's not at all what I was talking about.
Well, and somebody asked me a long time ago when I started writing music. They said, somebody who I really respect said, "Do you have anything you want to say? Do you have anything that you said to say?" And I was like, oh, I that's one way of looking at music is do I want to use this skill set of, figuring out chord progressions and learning how to play an instrument and doing all that stuff, and the skill set of being able to write a song. Do I want to spend the time learning all that stuff if I don't have anything that I want to say?
Yeah.
And for me, it was very clear from the very beginning that I had a lot that I wanted to say. There was a lot of emotions and things that I wanted to get off my chest. Just sitting down and writing has been a big form of therapy for me. So if I can put that into music and in turn helps other people, then in my mind it's been a success. And music gives us the ability to, like, for a couple of minutes, be able to say whatever we want. And if the music is good, you have a captive audience and you can kind of say whatever you want.
That's what we're all about too, right on. Having something to say and working and chatting with the art, collaborating with the artists that are that are saying it and saying it well and saying it the right way and having an impact. So that's why we're speaking. And speaking of which, like I said, 2 days ago, new song came out. How does that feel? What is it?
Oh yeah, it did. Save the Last Dance.
Yeah, Save the Last Dance.
It's a cover song, and I started recording that song. I was listening to Sirius radio driving in the car, and I heard Bob Dylan doing like a guest DJ. And he told the story of how that song was written, and I was pretty blown away. And so immediately I thought to myself, oh man, I would love to cover that song. So that's exactly what I did. And and I like making stuff like that. I'm in the studio recording all these different instruments all the time anyway, and so when I'm going to record it, so at that moment I thought, hey, I'm gonna just set up my phone and film myself recording all these instruments. And so the video is super cool. I'm really excited about how that turned out. It's something that I'm proud of, because it was just a pie in the sky that ended up being real.
It is,
Yeah.
and it sounds great. So
Thanks,
I look forward to seeing it live and to see everything you're going to be playing tonight. Really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, to hang with Artist Waves. This is Jeff Gorra. We are in the backyard of Levitate Backyard. I'm with Brandon Jenner. Thank you very much. Check out his new tunes, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. See ya.